you've done that, slowly open your eyes. And make your way up onto your feet. We're going to start the class today with sun salutation. Okay, so we're going to stand with our feet together, the toes touch, the heels touch. I'll talk you slowly through the first set, and then we'll work through a bit more quickly together. So just stand with your spine nice and straight, shoulders relaxed down away from the ears. Take an inhale and take your arms up sideways. Reach up towards the ceiling. Stretch up. Full lungs at the top. Next we exhale. The knees are slightly bent. Take your fingertips down to the floor. See if you can get the fingers in line with the toes. And fold down. Let your head become heavy. Fully empty the lungs. Inhale, come up halfway. Come up onto your fingertips with a flat back, stretching the head forward, making the spine long. Exhale, we're going to fold down, step back into a high plank. And let's just hold the high plank for a moment. Press down through the palms and round out the space in between your shoulders. Let's take a couple of breaths here. And on your next exhale, lower yourself down while breathing out. Down to the ground. And then slide yourself forward, breathing in to upward dog. Tuck in your toes. Push yourself back to downward dog. So it's the first downward dog of the day. You can begin to pedal out the legs, left and right. Start to work into the shoulders. We're activating every major muscle group in the body. Maybe it feels good to shake the tail from side to side or bend both knees up and down. And then find stillness. Start to work your heels towards the ground. Press out through the palms evenly through all the fingers. Every knuckle is pressed flat down onto the mat. The head hangs loose, looking between the legs. Inhale, look forward, step to the front while exhaling into a fold. And to close the set, we breathe in, take the arms up sideways, reach up to the ceiling, and release your hands down to prayer, exhale. Focus, control the breath, and let's continue. So breathe in, take the arms up sideways, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold with soft knees, forward fold. Head becomes heavy. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back into a high plank. Lower yourself down through chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward to upward dog. Tuck the toes, push back to downward dog. Inhale, look forward, step or jump to the front, forward fold while exhaling fully. Take a deep inhale with control. Take your hands up to the ceiling. Maybe bring in a little back bend if you like. And then exhale yourself back into the fold. Soft knees, fingertips down to the ground. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, step or jump into high plank. Lower yourself down while exhaling. Inhale, slide forward, up dog. Exhale, push back, downward dog. Inhale, look forward, step or jump to the front, forward fold. Breathe in, take the arms up sideways, reach up to the sky, back bend. Going into the next one, exhale, forward fold down, fingertips down with the toes. Inhale, halfway, flat back. Exhale, step or jump back into high plank, lower yourself down while exhaling. Inhale, slide forward, up dog. Tuck the toes, push back to down dog. Inhale, look forward, step or jump to the front while breathing out. Fold. Close by taking your hands up to the ceiling. Stretch up, full lungs at the top, back bend. Let's do one more set at your own time with your own breath. And just finish standing with your hands in prayer. Go back to your breath. Focus on the stillness. And next we go into chair. So the feet are together. Heels touch, toes touch. We're going to breathe in and stretch up towards the ceiling. Breathe out, sit back into an imaginary chair. So take a look down at the toes. Check you can see the toes. If not, you might need to pull your knees back slightly. So if you're just hurting your shoulders, you can open your arms. Otherwise, keep the palms together. Suck in the belly, drop the tailbone down towards the ground. Stretch forward, stretch upwards as you breathe in. Trying to get the biceps by the ears, looking up towards the hand. As you breathe out, maybe you can sit down a little more. Find stillness and hold it here. And to change, just push out through the legs, come back to standing, release your hands down to prayer. Twisted chair. So breathe in, make your spine straight. Breathe out, sit back into the chair again. Take a breath in, spine is long. Take a breath out, twist to the right, hook the knee with the elbow. So keep the knees, toes, heels pressed together. Try and keep the hips level. Push down into your hands to go more into the twist. Look over the right shoulder. All the time, nice steady breathing in and out through the nose. Take a final inhale, final exhale, and then change. Come back to the center, press down through your legs, come back to standing. Take one inhale, one exhale, sit back into the chair. So breathe in, lengthen your spine. Toes pressed together, knees pressed together, heels pressed together. On the next exhale, twist to the left, hook the knee and the elbow. Focus on breathing steadily. Relax the face, relax the forehead, press down through the arms, go more into the twist and look over the left shoulder. And change. Come back to the center, come back to standing, and release the arms to your side. Open your feet hip width apart. Close your eyes and go back to the breath. Count the breaths coming in, 5 or 6 seconds. Count the breaths going out, 5 or 6 seconds. We're going to take a moment to set an intention. So visualization. So we've all had a chance to settle into camp. I want you to think just for the next few moments of an intention. Something you want to achieve, something you're going to challenge yourself with this week. Lodge that intention in your brain. Keep breathing deeply with this thought. After the next exhale, open your eyes and place your hands on your hips. So next we go through warrior series. We'll start by taking a big step back with the right foot. Put your fingertips on the hip bones. Ensure your hip bones are facing towards the front of the mats. So the back leg should be locked out nice and straight. You're pressing down through the outside edge of the back foot. Take a breath in and stretch your arms up sideways. Reach up to the ceiling. So again, your hands can be together, but if they're really tight, you can open them apart. So breathe in and stretch up. Breathe out and bend the front knee. Trying to get 90-degree angle. Check that your knee is above the ankle, not overshooting the ankle. If that's the case, make a slightly wider step. Take a look down, check you can see the big toe of the front foot. So breathe in and stretch your hands up high. Breathe out. Twist the right hip inwards. Feel a nice stretch up the side of the body. Breathing in, stretching up. Breathing out, sinking lower. Okay, these look good, guys. Let's hold it here for a couple more breaths. And next we're going to open out into warrior two. So this time, arms come down, shoulder height, palms face down to the mat. And your hip bones now face this side of the room. Good. So your front foot is facing forward. The rear foot is facing towards me. Again, the knee is directly above the ankle. Turn and look towards the middle finger of the front hand. Find your focus, go back to the breath. Stretch your arms in opposite directions, opening the chest, compressing the shoulders. Awesome. Strong warrior positions. Just hold still here for one more breath. And then we're going to go straight into triangle. So straighten the front leg, stretch forward, lean forward, pop out the rear hip. When you can't lean anymore, just hinge at the hips. Wherever your hand touches is where your triangle will be today. Stretching upward with the top hand. You can be looking down at the ground, you can look straight forward, or you can look upwards. Whatever feels good for you today. Go back to the breath, nice, steady breathing in and out through the nose. Both legs should be super straight, trying to aim bend out of the knee. Nice. So there shouldn't be any weight going through that hand on your shin. So we can just try something quickly. It's good to hold the shin and then kind of pull up on it. So no weight going through. That should engage the core a little bit more. Can't cheat with your hands. Let's take one more breath here. And then we come up the same way we're doing. Warrior 2 arms. We're going to put hands on hips. Step the feet together, facing the front of the mat again. And we'll do that all on the other side. So, big step back with the left foot. Front foot is facing towards this edge of the mats. The rear foot is probably about 45 degrees. As long as your hip bones both face towards me, you're in the right position. Good. So I'll maybe twist that foot in a little more. Really nice. Let's take a breath in, stretch up towards the ceiling. And breathe out, bend the front knee. So again, check that your knee is above the ankle, not overshooting the ankle. Stretch up as you inhale. Twist the left hip inwards as you exhale. Feel a nice stretch up the left side of the body. From the toes and the heel, all the way up the leg, through the arms to the fingertips. Go back to your breath. Nice, steady, deep breathing in and out through the nose. And change. Open your arms out to Warrior 2 on the other side. So now your hip bones face the left side of the mat. Front foot faces towards me, rear foot faces to the edge. Turn your head, look towards the middle finger on the front hand. Stretch your arms out in opposite directions. Stretch your finger out with energy. Go back to the breath. Think about dropping your tailbone down towards the mat. Stretching the lower half of the spine down towards the ground. Good, okay. Take another inhale. Another exhale and get ready for triangle. So straighten the front leg. Lean forward. Stretch forward. Rear hip goes backwards. And then just hinge at the hips. So you can push into the shin with your left knuckles to twist the triangle a little more. We're trying to keep the body in one flat plane. So imagine you're being squashed between two pieces of glass. Really nice. Go back to the breath. Nice, steady breathing. Let's take one more breath here. And then come out exactly the same way you went in. Keep your arms up, Warrior 2. We're going to go Asana, right leg forward fold. Turn your feet so they're facing in. Pinch and toe the feet slightly. Toes point in, the heels point out. Breathe in, let the spine nice and straight. Breathe out. Forward fold. When you feel your spine bounce around, take your arms down. Maybe the rest of them. Chin. Reach that outside edge of your foot. Or if you need more stability, you can just put your hands down on the ground in front of you. So think about stretching the spine out, decompressing the vertebrae. Pushing into the shins, that's where the hands are, and stretching the head and neck forward. So as you breathe in, you stretch the head and neck forward into the next space. As you breathe out, you fold down deeper into that space. All the time, thinking about our breath. You can take the weight more into the feet. Then the heels. If your balance is really good here, you can challenge yourself by trying to get your heels off the ground. Couple more breaths here. You take a breath in, engage the core, arms come up sideways, shoulder, chain, into your hands behind your back. So everybody has got one thumb on top. This is your dominant grip. So let's mix it up, put the other thumb on top, and we'll start to bring a bit of strength into your weak grip. So breathe in, open the chest, stretch up. Breathe out, forward, fold. Bring the hands up, backwards, above the head. Hands up to the ceiling. So work with the breath again to get in deeper. This pose is all about opening up the shoulders. You can let the spine round a little bit on this one. It's more about getting into the shoulders than anything else. You can experiment by putting the palms of the hands together or opening them up. If this is really difficult for you, you can use a belt and hold a belt in your hands. Keep breathing. Come out. We're going to take an inhale, engage the core, and slowly come back upright. Release your hands by the side. And you can take 2 steps, or 1 big step, bring your feet together, stretch up, and release your hands back down to the ground. Turn yourself 90 degrees to the right and face the front. So I think we'll go with crescent moon now. Keeping your hands in prayer, we're going to stretch up. Breathe in and reach up. So interlock the fingers except for the index fingers. Keep those in a kind of water pistol assassin position. Take a breath in and stretch up. So keep the feet together, heels touch, toes touch. And it's good to just wiggle a little from side to side before we go into the main stretch. And when you've done that a few times, just come into the center. So take a breath in and stretch yourself up. Now breathe out, lean over to the right. Push your hips out towards the left. All the time, keeping focus, breathing steadily. Push out through the arms, try and lock out the elbows. Try and keep the biceps by your ears. Try and keep the body in one flat plane, so you're not leaning forward or backward. Take it a little deeper if you can. Hold it here. And to come out, inhale, back to standing. Stretch up to the ceiling. So we go ahead and do that on the other side. So breathe in and stretch up. Breathe out, lean yourself over to the left. Stretch out through the arms, biceps by the ears. Challenge yourself by taking deep breaths in and out through the nose. See if you can go a little deeper. And to change, breathe in, stretch up to the ceiling. Just release your hands down to the lower back. and take a little back bend. So just lean back into your hands, relax the neck a bit, look up towards the light. Change, come back upright. So we're going to do a modified eagle pose. So put your arms by your side, take a breath in, reach up towards the ceiling. Breathe out past the right hand, underneath the left, cross at the elbows, and then you can put your hands into prayer, or you can interlock the fingers. If this is really difficult for you, just put your hands on the shoulders. Good. So wherever you are, just experiment by moving the elbows up and down. Just notice how your shoulders feel today. And then take your arms down and hold here. So keep the feet together, toes touch, heels touch. Breathe in and suck in the belly. Breathe out, sit down into a chair. Press the knees together, keep the heels touching and keep the toes touching. So this is where we stay for eagle today. If we were on harder surface, we could bring in the legs. But I don't want anyone to balance. Let's just stay focused here. Suck in the belly. Try and drop your tailbone down. Pull down on the arms. Arch the spine. And change. Press down through the legs. Breathe in. Stretch up to the ceiling. Breathe out. This time, left arm under right. So take the arms to the same position, if that's available to you. If not, you can do one of the modifications, which is either palms together or hands and shoulders. So let's check in with this side of the body. Slowly move the arms up and down. Just notice how your shoulders feel now. And find stillness. Breathe in, suck in the belly. Breathe out, sit back into the chair. So try and drop the tailbone down. Go back to the breath. And change. Press down through the legs. Take a deep inhale, stretch up to the sky. Just hold it here for a second. And release your hands down to prayer. And release the hands to the side. So we're going to go into a forward fold via another kind of chair, awkward pose. So now bring your feet hip width apart. Spine is nice and straight. Stretch your arms forward and sit back into the chair. Suck in your belly, drop the tailbone down. It's going to spend a moment here to balance out our hips. Really good for the knees. Stretch your arms forward. Stretch your fingers forward with energy. And change. We're going to fold down, keeping the knees bent. With your first two fingers, grab the big toes. So suck in the belly, bend the knees as much as you need to get connection between the navel and the thighs. Once you've got that, you can start to pull with the fingertips. Let the head hang really heavy down to the ground. Let gravity pull your head and neck down to the floor, decompressing the spine. You can open your elbows out to the side. That helps open the shoulders. Good. All the time, keeping steady, energetic flow of breath moving through the body. change. Release the hands and really slowly through ragdoll, so let your arms be really heavy. You can roll yourself very slowly back upright, stacking the vertebrae on top of each other one at a time. Rebuild the spine. When you get to the top, roll your shoulders back. And we're going to take it down onto the ground now for the floor series. And we'll do that by working through half a sun salutation. So breathe in and stretch up to the ceiling. Breathe out, forward fold with soft knees. Breathe in, come up halfway, flat back. Breathe out, step yourself back into high plank. Hold here for a couple of breaths. Press down through the hands, round out the space in between the shoulder blades. And then slowly lower yourself down while exhaling onto the floor. And then just rest yourself down on the ground. Put your arms by your side. Turn your head to the right. So your left ear is on the ground. You put your arms by your side and just spend a few breaths here to relax. And now switch. Turn your head, look the other way. And now come back to the center. And we're going to start with some back bends. So the first one will be Sphinx pose. So you can probably guess how this looks. We're going to put our forearms flat down on the ground. The elbows are beneath our shoulders. Palms flat on the mats. Just keep the arms parallel. You can relax the lower half of your body. The feet are just kind of slightly apart. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And on the next inhale, lift up your torso. Lift up your gaze towards the ceiling. So start to take nice, deep breaths. Really fill the lungs with air. And as you breathe out, completely empty your lungs from the belly up. You can pull into the mat with your fingertips. Pull yourself forward. You feel a nice stretch through the back here. Try and look up towards the end if you haven't already done that. Change. Go down onto the mat. Make a little pillow with your hands and put your head on your hands. Go back to the breath. This is Makarasana, crocodile pose. Really good position to feel how your breathing's working, how your chest's moving. It's a great position to train yourself to use diaphragmatic breathing. Send the breath right down to the bottom of your belly and back out. So you really use the diaphragm and not the chest to breathe. Okay, the next one, gondola. Keep your head down on the mat and take your hands behind your back. Interlock the fingers behind you. Zip up the legs. So your legs are pressed together. Heels touch, knees touch, and toes touch. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And on the next inhale, lift your torso, lift the legs, and lift the arms all up towards the ceiling. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Stretch up all round. Use the breath to get deeper, stronger into the pose, and hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Slowly change, release. Come down to the mats. Put your arms by the side, turn your head, look to the right. After you've taken a breath, bring your head back to the middle. We're going to go into Salabhasana, locust. So your head stays in the middle. The feet come slightly apart. After the next exhale, you're going to breathe in, lift up the legs. The arms come into airplane wings, and we stretch ourselves up as much as we can. Taking deep breaths, fill the lungs to help you lift higher. Stretch backward with the arms, back with the legs, forwards and upwards with the head and torso. Hold it here at the maximum. And slowly release down to the mat. Turn your head to the left. Look the opposite way. Catch your breath. Relax. Let everything sink down into the mats. Dhanurasana, bow pose. Bring your head into the middle. Bend the knees up behind you. You can use a belt if you find it hard to grab your feet. Otherwise, you grab the feet just below the toes. And let's prepare for bow. So take a breath in. Take a breath out. On the next inhale, we're going to kick back with the legs. Lift up the torso. Try and keep the legs parallel so your knees don't come out to the side too much. Kicking backwards, lifting up with the head. Taking deep, steady breaths in and out through the nose to get deeper into the stretch. Kick and lift. Roll forward onto your belly. Kick and lift. And hold it at the maximum. 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Turn your head back to the right, I think. The opposite way to where we just were. That's an intense stretch. Just relax everything down on the mat now. You can let go of the feet. So bring your head back to the center. Work your way up onto all fours. For a hip opener, we're going to go into pigeon. So all fours, the hands are beneath the shoulders. We're going to take the right knee towards the right wrist. So if you have really flexible hips, your leg will be at 90 degrees. For most of us, it's probably 45, or if it's facing straight back, that's also fine. So the left leg goes straight back behind us. And to begin with, you can stay up on your hands. If you know pigeon, you want to start going deeper, that's fine. But for now, it's good to just stay up and try and work your hip down towards the ground. So if this feels good for you here, you're getting a nice stretch, you can stay in this position. Just going to take a quick walk around. If you wish, you can go down to your forearms, go deeper into the stretch. Stretch. So send the breath through the nose into the right hip. Notice where the tightness is. Each time you breathe out, try and relax that tightness. forearms, you can stay there. Maybe you want to go deeper, stretch your arm out in front of you, take your head down to the mat. You can make a little pillow with your hands and put your head there. Just don't do anything that causes any pain. Really use the breath to get deeper into this one and to relax the hip. In your mind, zoom in to the spot on your hip where you feel it tight. As you breathe out, each time you exhale, try and relax the tightness. Okay, if we had more time, we could spend 10, 15 minutes in this pose, really get deep into our hips. But for now, we're going to slowly come out the way you went in. So come back onto your forearms, come back onto the hands, slowly remove the knee and switch sides. So left knee to left wrist. Just notice how it feels. It could feel very different on this side. You might need to put your foot in a completely different place. The right leg stretches straight back behind us. To begin with, stay up on the hands. Start sending the breath down into that hip. And start working into your left hip joint. So you might want to stay up on your hands. Maybe it feels very different this side. Otherwise, take it where you like. Down on the arms, or all the way down to the ground. So it's good again to close the eyes and really focus on the tight spot in the hip. Send the breath down through the nose into the hip. And as you breathe out, send it back up and relax anywhere you feel tightness. Let's get 2 more breaths here. And then very slowly work your way back up onto your arms. Remove the knee. And make your way into a seated position. We'll take some forward bends here. We'll start with Janusarasana. So sole of the left foot goes on the right thigh. Breathe in, stretch up. Make the spine really straight. Stretch up to the ceiling, suck in the belly. Exhale, fold forward. Interlock your fingers around the ball of the foot. Let's get a connection between our forehead and the knee. So bend the knee as much as you need to get connection with the forehead. Breathing in, lengthening the spine forward, creating space. Breathing out, folding down deeper. Maybe stretching out the leg a little straighter. Change. Breathe in, stretch up to the ceiling. Breathe out, release the hands down. We're going to take a spine twist. So pick up the foot, place it on the outside of the knee. Check your hip bones are sitting on the ground. If one of your hip bones is up, then keep the foot on the inside. So we're going to take the left hand, post it at the spine, the base of the spine, to keep our back nice and straight. Breathe in, stretch up with the right arm. Breathe out, twist to the left, hook the knee and the elbow. Good. So breathe in, stretch up, lengthen your spine. Breathe out, push into the knee and twist more to the left. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, twist all the way around, including the eyes in their sockets. Look to the left and slowly release. Come back to the middle. Unfold the legs and switch sides. So sole of the right foot on the left thigh. Bend the left knee. Take a deep breath in. Stretch up towards the ceiling. Suck in the belly. Breathe out. Fold forward. Interlock the fingers around the ball of the foot. Bend the knee as much as you need to get connection with the forehead and the knee. Using the breath to lengthen the spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, perhaps you slide the heel forward and straighten the leg a bit more. Keep the shoulders level. If you notice that your right shoulder is higher up in the air, just drop the right shoulder a bit. Change. Breathe in, stretch up towards the ceiling. Breathe out, release the arms. Pick up the right foot, place it over the knee, or if you need to, on the inside of the knee. Post at the base of your spine with the right hand. Spine is nice and straight. Breathe in, stretch up with the left hand. Breathe out, twist to the right, hook the knee and the elbow. Keeping the spine nice and straight. We breathe in and stretch up towards the ceiling. Breathe out, twist round to the right. Deep inhale, stretch up. Exhale, press into the knee with the elbow and twist round some more. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Take it to the maximum. The chin can go round, the eyes can go round. And release. Slowly come back to the middle. And let's go for cobbler. So take the soles of the feet together. Bring the heels towards your hips. Make the spine nice and straight. With your thumbs, you can open the soles of your feet like a book. This rotates your hips outwards. Press down into the thighs with your elbows. Go back to the breath. And at the end of this pose, we compress the spine and compress the throat by taking the head towards the toes. Change. Slowly come back upright and take it down onto the ground. Just lay yourself down on your back for a couple of breaths in Savasana with your palms open to the ceiling. Just going to take a short breather here. Time for just a few more poses. And now open your eyes and bend up your right knee. Pull the right knee in towards your chest. So you can grab the top of the knee, you can grab behind of the knee, or you can use your belt to put it behind the knee and pull on the belt. Keep the connection with the breath. And if you want to go a little deeper, you can drop the knee out towards the right-hand side and pull the knee in more towards the armpit. The left leg is stretched out in front of us. The head is down on the ground, and keep the chin tucked in towards your chest to keep the back of the neck nice and long. Change, release the legs, straighten out both of your legs, and switch sides. Let's bend up the left leg, hold the front of the knee, hold behind the knee, or use your belt. Change, slowly release the legs, straighten out both your legs. And now let's go for both knees. So bend up both knees. You can either grab hold of the kneecaps, behind the kneecaps, or maybe you can wrap your arms around your knees. Give yourself a nice little hug. Pull the knees in towards the chest. Get the head down on the mat and tuck the chin in towards the chest. If you're finding it hard to get your head on the floor, you can bring a gi, a folded gi, and use that as a pillow underneath your head. Change. Release the soles of your feet flat down to the ground so your knees are still in the air. We're going to take the bridge pose. Using your fingertips, try and touch the back of your heels. This is kind of a distance check to put your feet in the right place. So keep your legs parallel. Don't let your knees fall out to the side. You're going to breathe in, breathe out, and then press down through your feet. Lift your hips up towards the ceiling. So if you want to go a bit higher with the hips, you can take your hands behind the back, interlock your fingers, press down into the ground with the hands. Try and relax the glutes. Try and relax the back of the legs completely. So all the work is being done through the thighs and through the core. Hold it here for one more breath. And then slowly release yourself back down to the ground. Straighten out both of your legs. Supta Matsyendrasana, supine spine twist. Bend up the left knee and put the big toe behind the right kneecap. Reach up with your right hand, grab the knee, and roll over onto your right-hand side. So visualize the shape of your spine. You might need to bump your hips a little bit over to the left to keep the spine straight. The left hand goes palm down, shoulder height on the mat. Turn and look towards the left hand. So if you can, put your hand palm down on the ground. So it's a really relaxing pose. Nothing to do here, just gently press on the knee and let everything sink down into the mat. If you're having trouble getting your hand on the floor, you can take your hand above the head. Take a final inhale. Final exhale, breathe out any tension that remains in the body, and then release the knee, come back to the middle, straighten out both your legs, and let's switch sides. So bend up the right knee, put the big toe behind the left kneecap, with your left hand, reach up, grab the knee, and roll over to your left side. Maybe now you need to bump your hips slightly over to the right to keep the spine straight. Gently press down on the knee. The right hand is palm down, shoulder height, or if you need to modify, you can take it higher above the head. And that, if you're modifying, the palm can be up or down, whatever feels comfortable for you. So completely relax down into the ground. One more inhale. One more exhale, and then release the knees. Straighten out both your legs. Lay flat on your back on the ground. And we're going to do a little massage to close things off. So I want you to take your hands up onto your head and just rub the top of your head with your fingertips. Feel like you're shampooing your hair. Move the fingers in circles, backwards and forwards. You can bring it down onto the temples. You can rub the eyes, around the nose, around the cheekbones, around the side of the ears. And now take your hands round to the back, to the point at the top of the spine, where the spine goes into the skull, and start to pull apart with your fingertips. Slowly work your way down the neck, pulling the muscles apart. And when you get down to the shoulders, you might want to put the right hand on the left shoulder and the left hand on the right shoulder and give the shoulders a squeeze. And then release the arms down to the side. Just lay completely still for a few seconds. Let's start to wake up a little now. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You can bend the knees upwards and roll over onto your left-hand side, or whichever side feels good for you. Just curl up in a little ball. Slowly open your eyes. Take it back to normal breathing. And you can place the hand down on the mat, come back to seated. This is where we're going to close the session today, guys. You've all worked really hard. Done something really good for your body. A great way to start the day. Have an awesome day's training, guys. Thanks, and namaste.